Well, I guess the the October surprise is here. They didn't even wait till the second day. They did it on the very first day. So, don't know why any of us on the left are surprised. So, let's take a look at what's going on.
We are following breaking news. Iran launching a barrage of missiles into Israel. Major escalation in the conflict in the Middle East. I'm Anderson Cooper alongside my colleague Wolf Blitzer. We've witnessed missiles intercepted across Israel a short time ago as air raid sirens went off on the ground below. The Israeli military now confirms some of those missiles made a direct impact in central and southern Israel. It's estimated Iran launched nearly 200 projectiles. Iran says this attack was in response for the killing of Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah and other assassinations.
A source says the Israeli Security Cabinet
I'm getting some 90s Baghdad vibes.
is in their emergency bunker right now, and the Israeli military says Iran's attack, and I'm quoting now, will have consequences.
Okay. I'll be honest. I saw the report this morning that they were talking about doing this and that they warned the U.S. That they were going to do this. I right away was just like, I wouldn't, because this is going to make it a lot worse, and these escalations aren't helping you. At what point do you recognize you're on the losing side, or like that you're not going to gain ground, that you're just going to constantly, like, I hate this. I really do, because I am not on Israel's side on this. I think that they're fucking despicable, but this is going to get more people killed.
The White House says both President Biden and Vice President Harris are in the White House Situation Room.
And you gotta love it. Leaders on both sides. Like, God damn it. Like, they're all sitting comfortably while you're the ones who suffer.
Monitoring the situation. We're standing by to get an immediate update from the White House officials and from the U.S. State Department. We also expect to hear from the Pentagon. I want to show you the moment CNN crews saw the Iranian missiles entering Tel Aviv's airspace earlier this afternoon. Watch this.
This is a major attack. Jim Sciutto, this is obviously
it's a major attack. There's no question.
What you are seeing, what we are all seeing with our own eyes, is a major attack from Iran.
Oh my God, this is... I hate to go fucking Alex Jones on this, but holy shit. This is all set up way too perfectly to try and get everybody to get assuaged into a fucking war. Like, come on. This is so fucking obvious. Oh, this is a major attack. We just happened to have our cameras, and we were totally doing reports, and they even warned us. And,
it's a major attack, Dana.
What the fuck?
It's an escalation.
No, the escalation was fucking bombing Beirut and the killing over 2,000 fucking civilians. How is that not classified as a fucking escalation
of this war?
Wow.
What we saw, I think, potentially beyond what we saw in April when Iran launched dozens of missiles and drones. This attack, according to U.S. intelligence, principally or perhaps entirely.
Yeah, weird how everybody else is in shelters and these guys are they just got their cameras fixed and they're ready to go.
Ballistic missiles, which are the fastest by far and the most dangerous.
Mama.
It's kind of weird how you guys have all the Israeli civilian footage on hand, and you're very okay showing that. But when it comes to the Lebanese civilians who are getting bombed, it's very, very sparse. Well, I mean, if you don't want escalations like this, maybe you should have, I don't know, put Benjamin Netanyahu out. I don't fucking... Oh my God. Wow, CNN. That is a lot of missiles.
In addition to those intercepts, as we're seeing
We'll say
fragments
that.
falling to the ground. ground. It's
Holy
like
shit.
a deadly fireworks display over Tel Aviv.
And
Goodness,
you're
there was an
talking
impact
about
just
Tel
to the left
Aviv.
of us here.
And you're talking about Tel Aviv, Jim. We are looking at pictures right now. Oh, we are looking at pictures of Tel Aviv, what you're describing.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Okay, guys, we got to get off the roof. These are coming down right next to us here.
Yeah, maybe time to put our propaganda machine away and fucking get in the basement.
Please do, Jim. Please do.
Ugh.
They're coming down. One just about. We got to go inside.
So that was roughly an hour and a half ago. I want to go back to Jim Shadow, who is still in Tel Aviv, back on the roof. He sought cover at a certain point about.
Yeah, fuck this. I'm done here.
We're going to take you right to the White House now where that briefing's taking place right behind you.
Just a few questions because this is an ongoing situation and I need to get back to my desk. Today, Iran launched nearly 200 ballistic missiles towards targets in Israel. The United States military coordinated closely with the Israeli Defense Forces to help defend Israel against this attack. U.S. naval destroyers joined Israeli air defense units in firing interceptors to shoot down inbound missiles. President Biden and Vice President Harris monitored the attack and the response from the White House Situation Room, joined in person and remotely by their national security team. We are still working with the IDF and the authorities in Israel to assess the impact of the attack. But at this time, and I stress at this time, we do not know of any deaths in Israel. We are tracking the reported death of a Palestinian civilian.
Of course.
In Jericho in the West Bank.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
We do not know of any damage to aircraft or strategic military assets in Israel.
Yeah, what? They break a fountain and now you guys gotta go bomb a city?
In short, based on what we know at this point, this attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. This was first and foremost.
Well, gee, that's almost what happens when you're warned about it, 2-3 hours in fucking advance.
Foremost, the result of the professionalism of the IDF, but in no small part because of the skilled work of the U.S. military and meticulous joint planning in anticipation of the attack. We are also aware of reports of a terrorist attack in Jaffa that took the lives of a number of Israeli civilians and wounded several others today. Our condolences go out to the families of the victims and to the family of the Palestinian civilian in Jericho. Yeah. Obviously, my update here is based on early reports, and we reserve the right to amend and adjust as necessary as we gather more information. The word fog of war was invented for a situation like this. This is a fluid situation. We will consult with the Israelis on next steps in terms of the response and how to deal with what Iran has just done, and we will continue to monitor for further threats and attacks from Iran and its proxies. We are particularly focused on protecting U.S. service members in the region.
And get them out. Let's see what Kyle has to say about this.
All right, guys, got some breaking news for you. The Middle East is officially on fire. It is a disaster. So as you all know, Israel has been repeatedly bombing Lebanon. They're also either doing right now or are about to do a ground invasion of Lebanon. They have like 30,000 troops built up and ready to go. In retaliation for Israel's bombing of both Gaza and Lebanon, now we have reports, this is according to the IDF at the moment, but as time goes by, we'll know more. We have reports that Iran has allegedly launched ballistic missiles against Israel. Again, this is very early. I'm coming to you like as soon as I saw this news. We also have some sort of an attack on the ground from seemingly a small group in Tel Aviv where people are being attacked. It looks like Netanyahu has already fled Israel, according to some reports. So it looks like exactly what we predicted would happen is happening. I warned you guys.
As I said, the October surprise. They just waited for October 1st.
That the October surprise this year was going to be Netanyahu and Israel launching a more direct attack.
Yeah. He's not the only one that was saying this. Everybody we all saw this coming.
On Lebanon or Iran or both. Apparently the September surprise was Israel launching an all-out war on Lebanon, and now it's October 1st. And the October surprise is Israel and Iran going to war. So apparently the reaction with these Iranian attacks now on Israel is saying, We're going to go after all of your nuclear facilities and all of your oil reserves. I should also point out that Yemen as well, the port of Hodeidah was bombed. They get like 80% of their goods and their food through the port of Hodeidah. So you're going to have, more people starving, not having basic goods.
Human suffering.
But now we also learned that the 3 power plants in the Houthi-controlled regions of Yemen have been bombed. So now you have, Lord only knows how many hundreds of thousands or millions of people without basic electricity. Who knows how long it's going to take for them to get that back. Israel did this, of course, with zero concern for Yemeni civilians and what they would have to go through. Because functionally, they don't care about Yemeni civilians. They don't care about Lebanese civilians. They don't care about Palestinian civilians, as they've made crystal clear with their killing of 48,000 Palestinians in Gaza and their bombing of hospitals and schools and UN buildings and all sorts of infrastructure and wiping out 70% of the buildings in Gaza. So here we are, man. This is exactly what we warned would happen. It is happening. Of course, we've all made the moral and the ethical case to the Biden administration that, hey, massacring innocent women and children with U.S. weapons from our top ally is a bad thing, and you should stop it. But even if I can't get you to care about the morality angle of it, just from a political angle, you should care. Because Netanyahu is trying to rat fuck the Democrats and make it so that Trump wins. And then he knows when Trump's in there, he'll get even more.
But honestly, that is why I have been going so hard at anybody that's been like, well, in Michigan, we're just going to withhold the Arab vote for the Democrat. It's like, no, you guys are fucking stupid. And honestly, you're being worked.
What he wants. In fact, Trump is going to let Israel officially annex the entire West Bank and go even further. Right? So we know that
if you thought the Golan Heights was bad, just wait for the West Bank to actually just be the new Golan. That's all going to be the Golan Heights.
Netanyahu wants. That's what Trump is going to give him, and he's trying to make it so Trump gets back in office by having the U.S. do a war on their behalf against Iran right now. So this is the goal. There's already 30,000 or 40,000 U.S. troops in the region, and Biden has promised if a broader war breaks out, we are going to fight on the side of Israel. So this is absolutely...
I thought something fell.
The neocon wet dream. Now, I also want to point this out for you guys. This is really interesting. So Politico is reporting this. Listen. 6 Israeli and U.S. officials tell Politico that the White House encouraged Israel to invade Lebanon, that they had to be quiet about it for PR purposes, and that this sparked opposition from within the Pentagon, state, and intel agencies. In other words, the Biden administration was
like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just kind of quietly walk on in there. Wow.
Effectively overriding, ready for this, the deep state, who in this instance were on the proper side, and they said, fuck it, give Israel the green light. Let them invade Lebanon and we'll back them. And then we'll do the PR bullshit like we've been doing with Gaza, where we wag our finger and say, we disagree, we don't like this. But behind the scenes, it's a complete green light. And you literally have, I want to repeat this because it's incredible, the Pentagon and state and intelligence agencies, so like the CIA, were like, what are you doing? Do you not understand the consequences of this? Do you not understand how out of hand this can get, how out of control this can get? And now here we are. So to reiterate, Israel has bombed the main port in Yemen.
Random thought that since Biden is out, he probably knows that after this, he ain't going to last long. So is it one of those Christian selfish things where it's like, yeah, we need to push the rapture now so I can skip that whole dying thing?
They bombed power plants in Yemen.
That's what's always scared me about that. Like, honestly, is for everybody that cheers this shit on, it's like, yeah, that's why I look at you as being fundamentally fucking crazy people.
They've made it so that civilians now have no power. There's going to be a lack of food and basic necessities in Yemen. Absolute disaster. They couldn't care less. They want this to be the case. They've now repeatedly bombed Lebanon. 13 residential buildings, according to some reports, were bombed in Lebanon just last night. 13 residential buildings. Like I said, they're building up tens of thousands of troops on the border to invade Lebanon properly. So it looks like ground war as well. By the way, they say it's a limited incursion. They're going to do a limited incursion.
Limited incursion. They're going to do, what is it? Oh my God, I'm blanking. Targeted strikes.
Anybody
as far as ground invasion, like SWATs.
To it as a limited incursion. Just know they're not a journalist. They're not a reporter. They're a propagandist.
This is bad.
By the way, this is what Putin said about his invasion of Ukraine and his war against Ukraine early on. He said, bro, we're just doing like a special military exercise or something. Total propaganda bullshit language, total 1984 Orwellian garbage. We can see through it and call it out when it's Putin because he's our enemy, but when it's our ally, the media goes along with it, right? This is an invasion, a war on a sovereign nation. And they've already killed, by the way, over 1,000 civilians in Lebanon, and that number is going to go up and up and up. And amidst all this, they're still killing massive numbers of innocent people in Gaza. I just saw earlier today, Drop Site News was reporting on a whole bunch of civilians being killed, including kids, including babies. They have videos of it. They have pictures of it. And this is happening at the exact same time that Israel is escalating with Lebanon. So now, if the reports are accurate, you have Iran.
Yeah, they're just trying to get their biblical promised land.
Firing back at Israel, ballistic missiles. We will have to see if this is the same kind of attack that we saw previously from Iran, which is...
This, by the way, guys, this is the fucking danger of getting into, like, and I know, this one is an actual spicy take. This is the danger of getting behind a religion, any religion, where your paradise is after this realm, and you guys have the idea that, you know, well, at least if I die in this conflict, then I will go to paradise. Like, yeah,
what I would call
and then on top, and that's not just calling out you know, the Muslims, that's calling out the Christians and even the Jews on this side.
Face-saving attack. It was like a virtue signal attack. They gave forewarning and they fired it in a place.
Although, to be fair, I guess, to be more factual, the Jews do not believe in the Book of Revelation type of thing, so...
Where they knew nobody would really get hurt, and they were like, see, we are standing up to Israel. That's what we're doing. We'll have to see if it's one of those...
Sorry, this one's rough.
...attacks, or if it's a real attack. And then... hold your breath, y'all, because the real thing to look out for is what the hell is the response going to be from Netanyahu and Joe Biden? Are we already too far gone? Is the genie too far out of the bottle? Yeah. Are we now set up for a colossal, disastrous, disgusting, huge war in the Middle East with Iran, which will have so many consequences, so many lives would be absolutely destroyed, both in Lebanon, in Gaza, in Iran. Like I said, there's an attack on the ground right now, according to some reports, in Tel Aviv. There's no way this ends well. There's no way this ends well.
Well, okay, so I can give up like context on that one. The ground one was just two people. They took care of them. The IDF says that they took care of it. They said that it was 2 people. So it doesn't sound like it was a straight up like incursion. The way
all Biden had to do was pull the leash of Israel and say enough. Enough.
Yeah. You know what? As much as I was kind of trying to be like, well, what would that actually do? Yeah, I can admit when I was wrong, and I think that Biden really screwed the pooch on this one, and it's Did
you get the murder, the nihilistic?
Let's hope that Kamala does start looking at this a little bit differently.
Murder.
Although, god damn it, like you have Dick Cheney and you know, BlackRock and all these people starting to get behind her too. So it's like, oh, okay, like corporatist candidate, yay!
Spree out of your system. Okay. But at no point
that was the October surprise in my end.
Could he do it? At no point did he want to do it. And now here we are. War with Iran, war with Lebanon. I wish there was some way I could tell you there's a silver lining and maybe they'll find a way to slam on the brakes and change direction. But this is Netanyahu's wet dream. This is what he's wanted for the longest time. It all goes back to when he testified in front of Congress and he said, the war in Iraq is going to be lovely and it's going to bring puppies and rainbows to everybody and free the entire Middle East. It'll have positive reverberations throughout the region. He's always wanted war with Iran. It looks like now he's going to get it. And God knows how many lives are going to be ruined and how disastrous this is going to be.
Bolton is sitting in his chair just like, yes, finally. Ugh. John Bolton.
For so many people. We did not have to be here, guys. We did not have to be here. But we are. Obviously, you tune into the show.
This is the new reality of it that you just have to... All right, so Israeli airstrikes hit residential buildings near the Iranian Embassy. This is in the Lebanese capital of Beirut. Shit, that looks like a spy movie type shit where it's just like a very specific room and floor that got hit. And this is going fast. Oh, God. No. Man. And this was all just within the last 24 hours. Oh, sorry about that.
All right, guys. Got
No. My bad. All right. Now we got the update. In Gaza, at least 41,000 people have been killed, 96,460 injured in the Israeli attacks since October. This one's Al Jazeera, so obviously we're going to get a little bit more of a grounded approach to this. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. Oh, man. Look at that. Even at the start of war, capitalism reigns. Oh, boy. Well, I'm sorry that this is probably the most depressed you will see me on this one because, yeah, I might have been huffing a little bit of hopium on this because I really wanted to be wrong. I wanted there to be a better resolution to this conflict. And honestly, I did kind of think like, hey, Joe Biden's going to want to help Kamala. She's going to want to, his face,
We're going to take you right to the White House now where that briefing's taking.
All right. Well, we watched the briefing. I think, do we have any new information? 42 minutes. Let's take a look at this.
To breaking news out of the Middle East now. The Israeli military says Iran has fired missiles at Israel and air raid sirens are sounding across the country. These are images as it is evening in Israel currently. Residents of Jerusalem have been ordered to shelter in place and remain close to bomb shelters. Israel warned residents of Lebanese border communities as well to evacuate Tuesday to avoid harm from limited ground operations. The country says it would retaliate if Hezbollah's ally Iran launched a missile attack on Israel. A U.S. official warned of, quote, severe consequences should Iran launch a ballistic missile against Israel. U.S. ships and aircraft are positioned in the region to assist Israel in the event of an attack from Iran. Of course, we will continue to follow this developing story.
All right. Let's take a look at Lebanon. Map. Why the All right. I need to fix this because Bing keeps taking over. I hate it. Damn it. Well, I was going to try and take a look at this map of Lebanon. Here. There we go. Let's go here. Where area fires? Well, I mean, this should give everybody a little bit more of a clear idea of what's going on as far as regional. And yeah, here we go. So, oh man. Middle Eastern conflict. Forgive me if I feel like I've kind of lived through this already. It's almost like, I've already gone through this with my formative years. This one was just more blatant. It's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, ugh. Well, obviously, this was not great news. This is one of those times where it's gonna be a rough day to sit with this. And of course, yesterday, it was all about just preparing for the VP debate and hoping that it was going to be, as fun to watch as the Trump-Harris debate. But this one, like today, it's a rough one. This has got some major 03 vibes. So I kind of feel like I'm back in that time again. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate you guys checking out the channel. So I will see you in the next one, though.